with another video, and in today's video I'm going to share with you 15 actionable tips that you can use to start making money flipping DVDs on Amazon. How you can start to sell $100, $200, $300 a day of DVDs on Amazon. I've been selling DVDs for over a decade. Just in the last 3 years I've sold over 7,000 DVDs. Matter of fact, in 2022 alone, in 2023 I think it was over 5,000. I have expanded into other categories as well, but I love flipping DVDs. Matter of fact, these are a couple DVDs that I just picked up at some garage sales. This alone right here, check this out. Chris Farley, this is going for $42. Guys, I've got a ton of tips. If you're looking to start selling DVDs, maybe you're flipping books right now, maybe you're doing some board games, maybe you're flipping electronics and you want to expand, DVDs are some of the best products, okay? They're small, they're lightweight, the fees are very low, the return rates are very low, the profit margins, seriously, the profit margins on DVDs are some of the best, okay? And I flipped thousands and thousands of products over the last decade. So I've got a bunch of notes here, guys, and I'm gonna break down, we're gonna be flying through them, but this is gonna be like literally like a college course in 10 minutes. So be sure to watch this video in full. And we are live right now. So if you are watching live, leave a comment, smash that like button, show some love, because I promise you, if you watch this video in full, this video is going to make you money. It's made me a lot of money and I'm breaking it all down in this video. Okay. So let's get into the 15 tips that can help you to make $100 a day selling DVDs on Amazon. And there's been days where I've done $700, $800, $1,000 a day in DVDs. So don't think I'm like putting out this crazy high number. This is like a low end number that anybody could hit. Tip number one, if you want to sell DVDs, you have to get ungated. Amazon doesn't allow you to sell DVDs right out of the gate if you have a new account. So what you're going to have to do is go to a website called christianbook.com. Okay, christianbook.com, CHRISTIAN book.com. Okay, Google it, and what you're gonna have to do is buy 10 of a single DVD. So find the cheapest one you can, buy 10 of that. They're gonna ship you out those DVDs. They're gonna give you an invoice. Go to add products, you'll be restricted. Upload that invoice and you'll be ungated within a couple days. Sometimes it takes 4, 5, 6 times to get ungated. It's just the way it works with Amazon in 2024. It's the same way if you want to get ungated in CDs or electronics or different things like that. You have to get an invoice, but it's super simple. christianbooks.com. Find a DVD you can buy for $3 or $4. For $40, you can get ungated. You can just sell them on eBay or at a garage sale. Maybe you want to send them in, but that's the best way. Tip number 2, focus on sales ranks that are less than 100,000 rank. When it comes to DVDs, you can sell DVDs that are 125,000, 150. Matter of fact, I've sold DVDs up to 400,000 rank, but the sweet spot is 100,000 or less. So when you scan an item on Amazon, you're gonna see a sales rank. It's essentially an indicator of how long or how fast it's gonna sell or how slow it's gonna sell. I like to stay 100,000 rank or less. My sweet spot is about 30 to 80,000. That's where I like to hang out. Those are most of the DVDs that I'm flipping, okay? 30 to 100,000 rank is the sweet spot, really 30 to 80,000, okay? Tip number 3, if you're going to focus on sales ranks in the DVD category, in the movies category, if you're gonna flip something over 150,000 rank, unless it's like a super profitable, maybe it's 160,000 rank and it's got like $40 of profit or $30 of profit. If it's something that only has like $10, $15 profit, I would merchant fulfill it, okay? So merchant fulfilling is essentially the same as being an eBay seller. You're listing it, you're keeping the inventory at your house, and when it sells, you pick it, pack it, and ship it to the customer. Now that's gonna save you money on fees, and also it's just gonna save you money on inbound shipping, and if it never sells, then there's no harm, no foul. So if it's under 100,000 rank, I would send it into FBA. If the DVD is over 150,000 rank or so, then I would merchant fulfill it. Tip number 4, focus on new DVDs, new sealed DVDs, okay? From my experience, they sell the fastest, they sell for the highest price, they typically sell a lot faster, and the reality is most used DVDs aren't going to sell for that much money. Now, there is thousands and thousands of used DVDs that can sell for $50, $60, $80, $100, believe it or not. But if you're going to be out there going around town looking for deals, going to thrifts, library sales, so on and so forth, most of the money is going to be in the new sealed DVDs. So when I'm at a library sale per se, and I'm flipping through, I'm looking for that seal, right? I'm looking for that brand new seal right there. I'm looking for the plastic wrapping, because that's where you're gonna make your money. There's a lot of money in used DVDs as well, but you have to have a bit more knowledge. And I would say, 9 out of 10 used DVDs, more than that, 9.8 out of 10 DVDs, right? If we're gonna use decimals, aren't gonna be profitable. Whereas if you have new sealed DVDs, a lot of times 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 5 out or 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10 will be profitable. And the fees are a lot less with DVDs since they're so small and light. So you can sell a DVD for 12 bucks that you pay $1 for and still make $3, $4, $5, $6 profit. Okay, so I like to focus on new DVDs. Tip number 5, stay away from DVDs that are less than a 10,000 rank. If the DVD is less than a 10,000 rank, a lot of times it's going to be a counterfeit. So unless you're sourcing from a trustworthy supplier or a distributor, if you're getting it from a thrift store or from eBay to Amazon, or even from Amazon to Amazon, I'd be very careful of sales ranks that are less than 10,000 rank. We don't buy them. My team, when I'm outsourcing, I pass on them, because I'll tell you right now, a lot of those box sets and complete series DVDs that are under a 10,000 rank are going to be counterfeit, and you've got to be careful. If you're not buying from trustworthy distributors, which, in the eyes of Amazon, I'm not, because I'm buying from thrift stores, garage sales, library sales, eBay to Amazon, Amazon to Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, you don't have invoices, so you have to be very, very careful. So I would say that sweet spot, 30 to 80,000 rank. Anything over that is perfectly fine. You don't really have to worry about counterfeits, but it's those brand new DVDs that are still at Best Buy, if Best Buy still has DVDs. I think they actually might have gotten rid of them, but it's those brand new current those new DVDs, those new TV shows. You've got to be careful about them being counterfeit, especially if you're buying off of eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so to recap, tip number 1, get ungated for DVDs on christianbook.com. Buy 10, get the invoice, get ungated. Focus on sales ranks less than 100,000 rank. I would say 30 to 80,000 sales rank is going to be your sweet spot. Tip number 3, if you're focusing on ranks over 150,000 rank, I would merchant fulfill instead of FBA to save on fees, to save on inbound shipping costs. And if it never sells, no harm, no foul. You don't have to pay money to dispose of it or get it shipped back to you. Tip number 4, focus on new DVDs that are sealed. Keep in mind, most used DVDs are going to be worthless. So focusing on new DVDs is a lot more better chance of being able to make a profit. If you have a big replens list and you've been selling on Amazon for a long time, like myself, I know of hundreds of thousands of used DVDs that make money. I could pick them out, but for the average DVD flipper or new reseller on Amazon, if you're going after DVDs, it's better to focus on the new ones. I wouldn't even waste my time scanning a lot of the used ones. Although if you've got the time and you've got a scanner and you've got nothing else to do, you might as well do it. And tip number 5, stay away from DVDs that are ranked less than 10,000. Why? Because many of these DVDs, which typically come in the form of a box set or a complete series, under 10,000 rank, high chance of being a counterfeit, getting kicked off Amazon. So those are the first 5 tips, and we have 10 more. But I want to say right now, before we get into the next 10, if you want to learn more about how to grow your Amazon business, did you know that I'm hosting a live event in Las Vegas, September 13th to the 15th. Myself, Joji Davenport, we've got Victor Gallegos and Avery, Romer Martin of Go-To Lister. We're putting together a live conference, okay? We've already got about 50 people. We're hoping to have maybe 150, 200 people show up. It's gonna be going down in Las Vegas, September 13th to the 15th. Tickets are on early bird special right now. Prices go up at the end of May. So if you wanna come meet some of hopefully your favorite reseller influencers online, if you want to connect, network, meet other sellers, grow your business, you can get your ticket down below. With that being said, let's get back into tip number 6. Focus on DVDs that make a minimum of a $5 to $7 profit. When I buy and sell DVDs, I don't go less than $5 to $7 profit. Why? Prices can tank. Items might be damaged that you didn't realize. And also you have to understand it takes time for you to list these items, ship these items out. There could be returns, refunds. So you want to keep your ROI and profit high enough to make sure it's worthwhile. I don't like to go after $2, $3 profit DVDs. Yeah, maybe it's a 27,000 rank and it's going to sell super quick. And you're like, hey, I'm going to put three bucks in my pocket. But you have to understand there's other fees and expenses and time. And, you know, once you get into this game and you learn, especially eBay to Amazon, or you're putting out local pickup ads and you're really getting this business going, your time is worth money. And for me personally, for you, it might be worth your time. For me, $5 to $7 minimum profit is what I'm focusing on. Tip number 7, don't always price your items based on the lowest FBA price. Listen closely. Don't always price based on the lowest FBA price. Use Keepa to see where the item has been selling for on average. So when you're looking at that Keepa chart, look for those green drops and take a look to see where that price has been. Look at the lowest offer price. It's that black line. Look at the used buy box or new buy box or the Amazon price. It depends if you're selling new or used, but if I'm selling new, which is most of the items I sell, I'm looking at the used buy box price, okay? And I'm looking to see where that price has been over the last 3, 6, 12 months, okay? If that item has a history of selling for 40, 41, 39, 40, 41, but now you see the lowest FBA is at 60, yeah, you might be able to sell it for 60, but you're probably not going to sell it for 60. A lot of times, you know, the buy box will be overinflated. You want to figure out what's the true intrinsic value of this item. What has it really sold for before? What's the history of this item? That's why it's really important when you're pricing your items to price correctly, or else it's going to sit, collect dust, collect fees, and then competition comes on and the price tanks. Okay, so don't just look at the lowest FBA price. Look at the big picture. Tip number 8, reprice your items often. I recommend using the Be Cool repricer, or at the very least, use Amazon's free repricer. I'll tell you, when I got a repricer and I started to implement it all the time, I hit record sales. If you can't afford a repricer, you're gonna have to go in 1 to 2 times a week and reprice your inventory. Price is so important on Amazon when it comes to winning the buy box and moving your inventory. And there's always new sellers coming and going, so price could go up, price could go down. Get yourself a repricer, or make sure if your sales are slow, reprice your inventory often. I can't say this enough. I think Be Cool is a fantastic repricer. I'm sure there's other ones out there. There's Reprice It, there's Aura, there's a bunch of them. I use Be Cool. Be Cool, good people. They treat me well, good pricing, and it's effective. So if you want to check out Be Cool, you can go to rakeandprofit.com/BeCool. If you go through that link, you'll get a 30-day extended free trial. So check that out. But listen, here's the lesson. If your items aren't selling as fast as you would like and you're pricing them correctly and there's a market, you're buying within the correct ranks, reprice your inventory. Reprice, reprice, reprice. I can't say this enough. All right. Tip number 9, don't sell DVDs if you shake it and it's loose inside. If you hear it loose inside, it could be sometimes like a little pamphlet that's shaking around, but if it's a really strong sound, typically the CD or the DVD, whatever you want to call it, has disconnected and it can get scratched up, okay? So you got to be careful, especially, I mean, this is for new DVDs. If you sell new DVDs and it's loose, your return rate's going to be a lot higher. For me, my return rate on average is about 3 to 4% with DVDs. If you start messing around with DVDs that are loose inside, you're going to double, triple your return rate and get more refunds. That's going to cost you a lot more money, and you're going to be paying for the refund when they get it shipped back. You're going to pay for that shipping label, so it gets very expensive. So make sure to give it a little shake test before you buy it, okay? Tip number 10, visit places like thrift stores, pawn shops. Believe it or not, I've made a lot of money. I've made thousands of dollars from pawn shops, library sales, consignment stores. Visit these places and look for DVDs. Most resellers are ignoring DVDs. Why? First and foremost, they don't think that they sell. They don't know you can make money, but when they scan them, they're restricted, they're gated. They don't take the time to get ungated. So when you visit a thrift store, go after your books, look for the items you normally look for, but go to the DVD section. What I always do is I scan through and I'm looking for the brand new sealed ones. Then I'll kind of pick through and look for any titles that stand out, because I've sold tens of thousands of DVDs, but look for those new DVDs. It literally only takes you a couple of minutes, okay? So make sure to do that, and check out your local pawn shops. Check out your local consignment stores. If you're at a library sale, most people are just looking for books. I always go for DVDs, because you can find a box set or a DVD that makes you 30, 40, 50 bucks. I mean, this one right here, I think it was, well, this one's going for 40 plus. Forget which one. I think this one is going for around 40, 50 bucks. I saw a lot of DVDs for 50, 80, 100, $150. Believe it or not, I've got a video coming out sharing 10 DVDs that you can flip for over 100 bucks. DVDs can make you a lot of money. If you're not in the know, then you don't know. But if you know, you know. DVDs can make you a lot of money. And someone left a comment earlier saying, Steve, shh, this is our little secret, right? People don't want folks like me to share this, but the reality is I know 99% of people who watch this video aren't even gonna do it. It stinks. I wish you would. There's enough to go around. And if you're creative, there's tons of DVDs you can get that I would never get my hands on based on where you live, okay? So look at those different places. There's a lot of DVDs. Number 11, check out a website called FlipMine. If you go to rakeandprofit.com/FlipMine, and if you put in the code, I believe Rakin20 or Rakin30, you'll save 20 or 30% off. But FlipMine is a great software that will help you to find undervalued DVDs on eBay. Okay, it's a great software. The only caveat is you've got to be quick. FlipMine, it ain't the same as 2 years ago. There's a lot of people using it, and typically a good DVD, when you're refreshing it, is gone within 30 to 60 seconds. Now, the good news is if you're a night owl, or you wake up early, or you're working on the weekends, a lot of resellers aren't there at those times. And there's literally tens of thousands of opportunities on eBay. And guess what? If you're not fast and it takes you a little time to analyze, go through FlipMine, okay? Or just go to eBay and type in items and make best offers on items, because there's, right now, at this given time, there's probably 20,000 DVDs you can buy that are maybe like 20% ROI, but most people aren't gonna buy those. But if you make a best offer and ask for $5, $10, $15 off, you could turn 20% ROI into 30, 40, 50. I mean, I've done over $700,000 in the last year selling items like DVDs that I buy on eBay and flip on Amazon. I'm not one of these guys who come on YouTube and talk, and I've never walked. I've been walking this for a while, okay? And I'll tell you right now, there's tens of thousands. People are gonna tell you you can't do it. People are gonna say it's not possible. They're full of you know what. They have no experience. They don't know what they're talking about. I do this every single day. But most people aren't gonna take the time to go make offers, send messages, try to create deals out of thin air. But I do, and tens of hundreds of other people do as well. Put in the work, you're gonna get the rewards. The deals are out there. The only thing holding you back is you trying it, being creative, and just making it happen. I don't know what else to say. Okay, perfect. So that's FlipMine. Tip 12, if a DVD is used, I recommend putting it into a poly bag before you ship it to Amazon, because a lot of times those DVD cases, what's up, Roma the Roamer, they will open up during shipment. Some of them break, some of them don't really close really tight. So make sure to poly bag those used DVDs. In my experience, I find that's best, unless it really closes really strong. I would poly bag the used DVDs and used CDs. If it's new, sealed, there's nothing you have to do. All you're gonna have to do is literally just put a label on the back and ship it out. That's another thing I love about DVDs. There's very little prep. Tip number 13. Am I back? Okay, I might have froze for a second. There we go. All right, am I back? Let me know if I'm back right now. Someone was trying to call me and it froze my phone. Tip number 13. If Amazon is on the listing, check the buy box statistics. Go to Keepa, go to data, go to buy box statistics, and check to see how often the buy box is rotating. This is one little secret that a lot of new sellers don't know. Keepa will let you know how often the buy box is rotating and what percentage is going to specific sellers. Matter of fact, you could go into data, buy box statistics, just Google this, look it up on YouTube, you'll see how it's done. And you can see who's been on that listing, how often they're winning the buy box, what percentage of the buy box is being given to the sellers, because a lot of times Amazon won't share the buy box. Buy box is important because that's how you're going to win the sale. So if you're selling on a listing as new and Amazon's on that listing, look at the buy box. Tip number 14, baby. Keep an eye on the number of sellers. If the number of sellers has increased a lot, recently, there's a good chance the price is going to tank. I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, oh, I bought DVDs, I bought books, I bought electronics, and the price tanked. What the heck? It's because you don't know what you're doing. Now, granted, there's a percentage of my items that I buy, the items tank. It could be 5-10% of the items. I don't know. I'm just making up a number. It happens, right? I'm not trying to act like I got all the answers. Some items will tank in price, but if you find your items are tanking in price on a consistent basis, you're not paying attention to the buy box statistics. You're not paying attention to the number of sellers. It's all supply and demand. And when you're in a marketplace, people get crazy. If normally there's 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 5, like it's in that range of sellers and it's selling for 40, 42, 39, 45. Like you've got a range, you've got an idea of the number of sellers on that market for that ASIN and the price. If all of a sudden it jumps up to 12, 13, 15 instantly, a bunch of people came on for whatever reason, what do you think is going to happen? You think everyone's going to play nice? Heck no. Someone's going to start tanking the price. The next person's going to tank it. That thing's going to go to 40 to 30 to 25. Now, there's opportunities for people like myself and others out there like you to buy those items when they tank, knowing the price is going to go back up if there's a good history. I know people who make a living doing it. They're literally buying seasonal items or items that tank in price, and they realize the market's whacked out. It's like investing in stocks. You know that maybe Tesla's tanked in price recently, and you're like, oh, it's because of this news, but it doesn't really have an effect. I'm going to buy it. You're buying low, knowing it's going to probably go back up to its true intrinsic value. The same thing happens on Amazon, but you've got to be careful. If the number of sellers dips really low, the price might be overinflated, and then it might start coming down as well when more sellers come on. So you've got to look out for the number of sellers, if it's really low, if it's really high, and you got to play things safe, okay? So keep an eye on the number of sellers. And tip number 15, if a little piece of plastic is ripped on your DVD, people are going to tell you, oh, there's a little rip, you got to avoid it. You're going to get your Amazon account banned. Oh my God, there's a little tiny rip. You better be scared and run to the hills. Oh my God, no, stop, come on. There's a lot of people who like to play Amazon police online and in the Facebook forums and Amazon forums. If there's a little tear, if it's a little issue, just put a little, fragile sticker over it, or put a little plastic seal. If you go on Amazon and just type in it's like a circle sticker. It's like a clear little sticker. I'll just put it over it. Right now, you don't want to take advantage of people. And if it's really damaged and has issues, yeah, you don't want to sell it. But if there's a little nick, if there's a little tiny issue, don't worry about it. I used to worry about these things all the time. And now that I've sold literally tens of thousands of products, if there's an issue and they return it because of it being a little damaged, a lot of times you can get those feedbacks removed because you're selling FBA, and FBA will take responsibility. Now, you don't want to get in a habit of that. You don't want to be unethical. You don't want to push it. If it's a $100 DVD, maybe you don't want to play that game. If it's a $30, $40 DVD, they're probably not going to care. It's not really a collector's item, okay? But don't worry about condition as much as you think. Obviously, be ethical. Play it as safe as you possibly can. But if it's a little tiny, little tear, I've seen people passing on it. It's like, listen, you think the customer's really going to care about that? Obviously, use some common sense. Maybe it's a collector item and they would. Like a Funko Pop, I know it's not a DVD, but a little nick or a Lego set, they're going to care. They're collectors. But for a DVD, are they really going to? So that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Smash that like button. Show some love. I literally just broke down almost everything you need to know about selling DVDs. I talked about rank. Talked about the conditions you could sell. I talked about where you could find these items. I talked to you about how you could source them from home on your big fat butt on Flipmine. I talked about how to check the buy box statistics, things to look out for. So smash that like button, show some love. This video is all about helping you guys to be able to make some money with DVDs. And don't listen to me. Just go try it. Literally, just go get ungated and start sourcing. Go to the thrift stores, go to the library sales. It's literally nothing in it for me except the pleasure of knowing that I helped you make some money. Do it. I've been doing this for over a decade. Do it. Go out there, get ungated, go sourcing, check out Flipmine, go to your thrift store for free, go to your library sales, start sourcing these things. You're gonna see if you stay within that 30 to 80,000 sweet spot sales rank range, you're going to make some money. And guys, if you want to meet live in person, I'm going to be there. Romer the Romer, Joji Davenport, he made over 100,000 profit last year with Amazon and Amazon flipping of books. I did over 100,000 profit. Avery did over 100,000 profit. Victor did over 100,000 profit. We've all teamed up for the books and beyond. What does beyond mean? DVDs, electronics, E to A, A to A, books and beyond conference, September 13th to the 15th, live in Las Vegas. We're hoping to have 150, 200 people there. We got about 50 so far with speakers and everything. And it's not till September. So we got March, April, May, June, July, August. We got like 4 months. Tickets are early bird right now. Everything's cheap as a son of a gun out there in Vegas. So you can get cheap flights out there, cheap hotels. Everybody's going to be staying over, I believe, at the Four Queens, right off of Fremont Street. It's going to be badass. I'm telling you. I am telling you, if you haven't been to a live Amazon conference before and you're actually a thrifter, an Amazon to Amazon flipper, an eBay to Amazon flipper, right? If you're going to thrift stores, library sales, garage sales, selling books, DVDs, electronics, really anything along those lines, and you want to actually make money, no pie in the sky BS, wholesale private label stuff that's going to require you to have $50,000 and all these business permits, which you can make money with those, but the average person ain't going to make $1 from that anytime soon. If you want to start making money, network with folks, come to this event. Link down below, books and beyond. With that being said, love you guys, appreciate it, and see you in the next one. Bye.